All right, hello. Today I'm going to show you guys about the silk screens that I make that are really great for making the process simple, keeping your design intact without the edit lines that are required in a stencil. And the process is really easy. So I've made this video to show how easy it is and explain basically how it works and what you'll need. So I'm wearing gloves because I'm using Speedball ink for fabric. You can use it on other surfaces with care and caution, but you have to heat fix screen printing ink. And what that means is applying a certain amount of heat to that surface, to that ink, to allow it to be fixed into the fabric or surface that you're working with, or there is a chance that it could wash out later or over time fade. And also it takes a long time to dry if you air cure it. You can do it with a home iron. I have a different video of somebody else showing you how that process works from the manufacturers of the ink themselves. So let's get started. I have put a little piece of duct tape here around the corner of this screen print design just because it's so close to the edge. You don't want it to seep out around those staples. Not likely to happen, but I just wanted to be safe because it is so close to the edge. But I'm gonna line it up. This particular customer for this stencil wants it in the bottom right hand corner of her surface, so I'm gonna use that for this demonstration video. I will either, if you order it that way, send you the squeegee, or you can purchase them. I recommend this kind over the little plastic ones that they sell because it just doesn't have the same adhesion, and I'll explain to you what I mean by that in a moment. Also, I have something I don't care if it gets dirty to rest my squeegee on in between uses and my paint. I have a few pieces of damp washcloth, paper towel, so that if I make a mess I can wipe it up. And I have a few dry ones too. It's good to use a dry one to get up the big mess and then use this one to clean up the, smudgy stuff. So this one's a little tip that I have. I have a little tiny amount in here because I'm only working with a little tiny amount. It's just a plastic bag with a little rubber band around it. I made like my own little icing bag sort of. I put my paint in there so that I can get out just a little bead of paint. And when I say bead, what I mean is a ribbon that covers the entire surface, like the whole entire length of your design. You need that much ink because you're basically, there's a little gap, gonna be pulling the ink across the design, so you need to not have any gaps along that puller. You're going to end up with streaks. You're going to have to do multiple passes. The more passes that you do in the process, the higher likelihood that you'll have bleeding or accidentally shifted the stencil. It's also best to do this with two people or a clamp or something heavy at least to hold it down while you swipe. But for this demonstration, since the design is so close to the edge, I'm going to attempt to do it myself. For this, I'm actually going to scoot it a little closer to the camera. So when I said bead, you're going to take the angle of your screen printing squeegee. You always kind of want to go at like an angle like this, not like this, not too far back either, because if you see you go too far back, it doesn't even, that edge doesn't touch the paper. So you have to do your little angle. So we're going to try, and you can see through a little bit the silicone and make sure that you see the paint all the way across, and then you just drag it over. And then I go back the other way. I hope I'm putting enough pressure on this with my one hand. And we're going to do the little bottom part of the design that we missed at first. It's so close to the edge, but that's okay. We'll get it when we come back. And then just because this design is so small, I'm going to go up one more time. So I can see in here that I have really good coverage. The whole mesh is different. When you pull the screen up, you need to be very careful that you do it in one quick motion, I usually keep my hand on one side and just flip it up like that. Beautiful. I'm very satisfied with that. And look at that. Okay, now that we've done it one time, I want to do it a second time to show you how to get the best practice use out of it in between. Now this is not a necessity, I'm just telling you what I do to minimize the chance of mistakes in between. I have a bottle of spray alcohol. This is not from a drugstore alcohol though, unless they have it. This is actually 99% alcohol. You don't even have to get that high percentage, but I use it to make quick work of this step. I have a microfiber towel that I've already used a bunch of times for exactly the same thing. It doesn't have to be. You could use paper towels, but I like this because I just wash them and use them again for other projects. Get them in white so they can be bleached, and they're super cheap. So anyway, I take it and I spray the outside, the side that's going to be against your new surface. And I just give it a quick little wipe down in between and make sure it comes off mostly clean. You're going to pick up a little bit from the silk itself in there, but this just makes sure that when you are picking it up or anything crazy like that, that you didn't have any residual paint on the outside before you put your stencil down again. So we're going to get a new piece of paper. We're going to put our thing down. I'm going to add just a little bit of paint to the top because we still have paint on our squeegee from the first one. And I'm going to go down. And I'm going to go up twice. Okay. And then I am going to make it up. And we're good. And now that I have paint on my glove, let me show you the difference between not wiping it in between. See how much is still on the outside? If I'd have put that down without giving it my normal quick little wipe down, use a paper towel with some alcohol, then I could have transferred it on my next design. Dry it a little bit. I'm not even going to put new paint this time, see what it does. For me, I feel like this design needs one down and then two up, just to make sure you got close enough to that bottom edge. Perfect. I'm going to do it one time without wiping it in between. And see if it makes a difference. It didn't actually. That one still transferred clean, but it's just a little precaution that I take because I have made that mistake before. So I just thought I'd pass it along. And that's that.